I don't think you hate the concept of being in love. It's just that when you've been loved wrong so many times, you can't help but think that you will never be loved the right way. Welcome back to the pod, guys. It's Tia. Wow, so much is going on in the world right now. And so many of us are walking through really interesting times in our lives as we not only navigate what is going on in the grander scheme of things in the big world around us, but also the things that are continuing on in our personal lives in the middle of everything. I was talking to one of my close friends the other day about the seemingly more fickle things that are going on in our lives right now, outside of the grander scheme of things. Because the thing is, life goes on. All of our personal lives still continue despite everything that is literally burning down around us. And one of the things that came up was lifelong companionship. We're going to get straight to it. And both of us are in places where we have developed very different feelings about lifelong companionship because of where the past couple of years have taken us in terms of our experiences with long-term romantic commitment. One thing that I just keep noticing, even though we've ended up in two very different mental spaces or outlooks on the topic, the same thing seems to have landed us both there. This idea that it has all been bad up till now and it will continue to only be bad experiences. And that got me thinking, are we putting that energy forth into the world expecting that it's all going to continue to be bad? Or are we able to move to a place of hoping for better and put that out as our expectation? So my late grandmother on my dad's side, Grandma Dot, she used to always say, you will get what you expect. And I used to not think much of that when I was growing up because, I mean, when you're a little kid and you just hear your grandmother say things like that, you don't really have a lot of comprehension around it yet. And so I really didn't think much about it. But as I've been going through this season of life where I've evolved my thinking and have been trying to stay the path towards healing as a person, I think she was actually onto something. For the longest time in all areas of life, I expected the worst to happen or always by default assumed rejection or something to go sideways or just like waiting for the shoe to drop, basically, even if things were good. And I don't know, I feel like now I have to mentally apply that consciously towards the area of relationships. Just because it has been a complete crap fest up till now does not mean that it has to be forever. And I know that might seem kind of cliche, maybe a little like detached, maybe a bit like scripted to say that, but it is true. We don't have to only experience what we've experienced in life so far. We can expect better and dream for better and have that hope that there's something better out there for us or someone better out there for us, no matter what situation it is that we're having to apply that mindset to. I think honestly part of the problem with expecting things to continue to be bad is we, like say in the area of romantic pursuits, we are used to mediocrity and really incredibly horrible experiences. We know ball. We know how to play the game. We know how it goes. We know how quickly the shoe drops, whatever. And so in a way, we draw that energy to ourselves, or we go to those kinds of people because we know what to expect. And that's not a good thing. And yes, sometimes people do deceive us. Sometimes people are really just that two-faced and their true colors don't show up till later. But at the same time, your brain is not wired to deal well with change. And so even if something has been really bad up till now, your brain might still crave that as a pattern just because that's what it knows to do. And like, for example, in the area of relationships, maybe you've always only dated narcissists and you know in your conscious brain, you don't want a narcissist long term. Good. Yay. That's really good. That's important. I hope you know that. If you feel like you're still ending up with a bunch of narcissists, like, but like not somehow not breaking the loop, so to speak. Why are we not breaking the loop? Again, sometimes it's not our fault. Sometimes people show up one way and then change, switch up, whatever. And are we allowing them to show up that way and allowing for more people to keep coming in that are going to behave that way because we know what to do and because something better seems too scary for us to hope for or to allow in? Because like I've seen it so many times where someone will have like a really good shot at something good with somebody who is actually legitimately a good human, and they can't wrap their head around that being a possibility. So what do? They gravitate away from that person and then continue the pattern for yet another loop. That's a scary place to be in. I've been there. Many of us have been there. That's why we're talking about this. You have to believe in the idea that you can break the loop, and the loop does not have to continue to play you. You can step out of the cycle whenever you want, whether if that means you take a break for a time or you finally accept that that good person that's there waiting for you is the person that they say they are and that they're not like the others. Again, I know this is tricky because people show up in all sorts of ways to try to get what they want, but what if for once you believed that not everybody was out there to get you? That maybe for once someone actually has a heart of gold and actually is seeking something legitimate. We have to be able to put that energy out into the world in order for us to receive anything good, truly. Think about it this way. If you're only expecting something bad to show up, what are you going to really do when something good happens? Or when a real good person comes up to you? You weren't expecting that. And yes, maybe it's a good surprise and maybe you will know what to do. We're all different. But what I've seen so much is that once that good shows up in front of some people, they push it away because it's not what they expected, because they were expecting a bad package, for lack of better words. You have to retrain your brain to the idea that not everything has to be the world's most horrific experience. Now, I say this from a place of love and as someone who has also gone through a lot of trauma and deals with flashbacks to those kinds of things all the time. You have to stand up. We have to stand up. No one else is going to be able to prop us up but ourselves. And not saying that in a self-rescue, hyper-independence, trauma-based kind of way, but we get to decide who we are after all of that has happened to us. And sometimes that does mean us having to force ourselves to stand up and stop breathing in the toxins of the experiences that we've had and realize we're actually above all of that. We can be above all of that if we so choose to do so and to be that way. Life isn't out to get you, truly. Yes, we all have free will, and yes, a lot of people misuse said free will against others quite often. We know this. And you, my friend, can make the decision to use your free will to change your expectations for life and therefore forge a different path for yourself from that mindset shift. It's okay to sit with that hurt and those memories and understand what it is that has brought you here thus far. And when it's all said and done, you get to stand up and walk away with what you need to take from those experiences so you can walk towards your future. Sometimes the only thing holding us back from our better tomorrows is ourselves. You get to decide what you believe to be your future. None of us can decide that for you. You can't decide for me and I can't decide for you. But you get to choose what inner dialogue you carry on into the rest of your life. Not even just for these relationships that we've been talking about on this episode, but for everything. Maybe you don't really hate the idea of being in love. You just hate how it's made you feel at this point in life. But it doesn't have to continue to be this horrible, tragic story over and over and over. Yes, there's going to be some duds. Presumably someone's going to do you dirty. But don't let them take your whimsy, your belief that something good is out there. Don't let them steal that from you. They will have to ultimately pry that out of your cold, dead hands. You get to decide what you hold on to and who you want to be. not them. Straighten that crown and keep walking on your path. I believe in you. And guess what? You should too. A real form of love is going to find you someday, and it'll be the best surprise of your life. But you have to believe that it will find you too.